Okay, well, right now today, right now I'm on a weight gaining phase
Okay.
because January, I was traveling a lot. My diet was off. I ended up, I wasn't able to work out consistently.
Sure.
So I ended up losing, I told you I lost the 15 pounds. Well, I wasn't lifting to be able to make up the muscle. So I lost like 15 pounds and I wasn't able to sustain a lot of my muscle because I wasn't
Sure.
lifting. So now I'm like, so I'm back to eating like 3,000 calories a day. That's broken up into like 6 meals of 500 calories. So, for instance, this morning I had a shake, a protein shake with banana and almond butter in it. And then for my mid morning meal, I had scrambled eggs with spinach and coconut oil and a bowl of oatmeal with berries. For lunch, I had a paleo type chili with just like ground sausage and grass fed ground beef um, on rice, and then an apple. My last meal I had, which was about an hour ago, consisted of grilled codfish and a sweet potato. And I'll be going home here in about an hour from work, and I will be eating probably another protein shake, and then I'll have one more meal of probably veggies and a piece of chicken or something.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a lot of. This is the first time I think I've ever been on a podcast where I felt full after asking that question.
Like I
Oftentimes
said,
I'm getting hungry.
this is a weight gain diet. When I'm more of trying to shred down, I usually do intermittent fasting, or
Okay.
in my book I call it structured eating because it doesn't sound quite as horrible. You know?
Yeah, fasting is kind of scary to some people. You
Yeah.
can definitely say
So
that.
I will typically eat from noon to 9 p.m. and then I'll stop eating at 9.
Yeah, that's good. I like that approach too. Do you separate that into 3 meals when you're on more of a cutting or a fat loss phase?
3 to 4 meals, yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
So that would include a shake. One of them would be a shake right after I lift, and then three decent meals.
Yeah. Well, it's cool how you highlight that because, a lot of times people have a specialty where they say, I'm going to do fat loss or I'm going to do muscle building or something along those lines. And it sounds like you kind of phase between both of them. Is that kind of how you run your year month to month kind of style?
Yeah, well, my goal has been to gain mass in the winter, and then when it's pool time, you want to shred down, right? So summertime is when probably around April or so I'll start working on losing weight. So cutting more of the fat off that I
It's it's
gained
it's
bulking.
beach
Yeah,
body time, right?
it is. It is. So before I had it reversed for some reason, and I was like, "Why am I doing this?" I'm like eating a ton of calories in the summertime. It's hot. I feel horrible. So I'm like, "All right, it's time to reverse it." So finally, after like 3 years of doing that, I've decided to change back the other way.
That's super funny. Well, that's cool. So you do mostly the heavier resistance training and the higher calorie diet. I'm assuming just kind of a lot more high quality foods, proteins, carbohydrates, and stuff. Kind of towards the winter, then towards the summertime, lean it out. Probably some lower carbohydrates, more high intensity cross training stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So I like to be outside. So I'll go outside for just a jog, or I'll do a sprint, an interval training where I'm sprinting for 30 seconds and walking for 2 minutes, or something like that. I try to change it up.
Yeah, that's cool. What's interesting is it's really awesome that you keep it surprisingly simple. When I get on the call with people, I never know what to expect. And it's interesting. Some people will overcomplicate things, and some people will keep it really simple. I like your approach, just one small thing at a time, chunk away at it. It's the same belief that I have, and I like your approach too. That there's definitely two different types of metabolisms you're trying to create, whether you want to build muscle or whether you want to burn fat. Why don't you tell our listeners before we get off the call where they can learn more about you, what kind of programs you have to offer? I know you're an author and so on and so forth. So let us know about that stuff real quick.
Yeah, sure. Well, I guess my flagship product, the one I'm known for, is called Fat Loss Factor, and you can find it at fatlossfactor.com. And it's kind of what my philosophy of health is based off of. I'm pretty lenient in it, and I do allow some wheat and dairy in there, just because I'm trying to like ease people into. Like
Not
I said,
scary.
I don't want to scare people away at first, especially beginners who that just would be like the worst thing ever because they're so addicted to bread and
Sure.
sugars and dairy. I
They
mean, because it
crash and then
is,
they start
yeah,
cursing Dr. Charles Livingston for the rest of
exactly.
their lives.
But at the same time, I also give the diet. I also have a detox in there, and just a way to help your body kind of reset its metabolism.
Sure.
So,
Cool.
and there's a video on fatlossfactor.com where you can see, and it kind of explains that. Um, and then my newest thing is a liver detox pill that we've created, and that one's called perfectorigins.com.
Oh, very cool.
So yeah, and it's kind of like the evolution of fat loss factor, I guess. We've taken, what we've learned from the knowledge of that and from the knowledge of the liver. Your liver is your primary metabolic organ,
Right.
um, just because it processes so many toxins, and if it becomes sluggish because it gets overwhelmed with these toxins, your body will literally take those toxins. Your liver will take those and just shuttle them out to fat cells,
Right.
because that provides a protective barrier, because your body is so smart that it's trying to save itself and sacrifice how you look, versus actually having those toxins float around your body and destroy things.
Yeah. That's very interesting. So you guys take an approach of trying to detox the liver to allow the body to kind of go through its regular
So
metabolism?
fat loss factor is more the diet aspect of that, and then perfectorigins.com offers a daily liver detox pill
Awesome.
that helps to kind of boost the metabolism and protect the liver and regenerate the liver, those type of things.
I'll have to check that out, man. I'll post a link below the show. You guys can check that out if you're watching or listening. So, Dr. Charles, I got one quick question for you before you take off. I ask everybody this question. All right, you were a successful, intelligent doctor. You've got a really popular online community now. You're helping a lot of people with your methods. What's your secret to success?
Persistence, I would say.
I've heard that one before.
I mean, it's something I'm very passionate about. I love learning about health, and I hate how society has kind of pushed people into believing health is a certain way when it's not.
Sure.
And it just drives me crazy, that despite the fact we have the best medical schools, the most drugs, the most hospitals, we have one of the worst infant mortality rates, and we have the worst health and obesity overall. I think we're like 37 out of the industrialized nations. Even though we're the most expensive,
Right,
and have the best stuff, we're ranked one of the lowest according to the World Health Organization. And that's like laughable, because you would think, you get what you pay for, right? No, not in this case. We're paying way too much, and people are dying at a rapid rate and just are unhealthy, and they're not happy. Everybody's starting to be on some type of drug, So it's very, concerning to me, and it just really just pisses me off more than anything, just because people are being lied to. And so that's kind of what drives me to keep going and pushing forward on what I believe.
That's awesome, man. You're using that to fuel your passion.
It is.
Awesome, man. Well, Dr. Charles Livingston, I really appreciate your time today and sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you so much, man.
Hey, man. Thanks, Tyler.